Hi everybody, welcome to ModSauce episode 3, in which I got distracted. You see, I was going to build so many things, and I have this whole city and civilization that I want to put together, and I have all these ideas, and then I realized very quickly that I was going to need some resources. Lots of resources. And what else could I do but turn to the mod that I specifically put on this particular world so that I could have those resources? So I got lost in the Create mod this week. Let me show you. Now that I have Silk Touch, I'm able to pick up ore with inside its block. And I usually get better rewards that way. If I bring it here and I drop it into, I missed again. Forever doing that. If I drop it, come on, Larky, you can do it. Ow, 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 I'm stuck. Oh no. Well, now we know why Larky has keep inventory on all the time. Don't get entangled in the crushing wheels, kids. It's deadly. So let's try that again, shall we? There it goes. It'll just chomp it up, and look, it dropped off at the bottom. Some crushed raw gold, and I got 2 pieces instead of 1. And I got some experience that I can work with. Now that we have that, let's talk about what we can do with the rest of it. I'm going to go ahead and grind up this piece of cobblestone as well. There it goes. And that gives me gravel. Oh my goodness, it's been a long day. Okay, so this is my processing station. This is the first step in making things ready to use. And as you might imagine, we'll be using this quite a bit. This is our washing station. It's just water, and there's a fan behind it. And I just dropped the gravel on top of here, and it'll either disappear, it'll give me a piece of flint. No iron nugget this time. Oh well. Then we have our haunting station, and the haunter, which is just a soul campfire with a fan behind it. The haunter can take a regular piece of stone and infest it, which means to fill it up with silverfish. Much later in the season, I might be making a silverfish-based farm for experience. I'm not there yet, obviously, but if I do, it's going to be using this setup or something like this setup, probably on a bigger scale, to make a bunch of infested stone. But if I use cobblestone, it doesn't infest it. It does something cool. It takes this boring old cobblestone, of which I have much of it, and it turns it into something that you usually have to go to the nether to get. And that is, come on, do it. You can do it. Come on, haunt it. Make it spooky. Let's go. Here it goes. Anytime now. I'm going to look away and it's going to do it. Come on. Blackstone. It gives me blackstone. And this is our cooking station. This is basically a smoker. It's just a campfire and a depot with a fan behind it. And almost immediately, it's going to turn that into smoked kelp. I can cook food here. There's a couple other things I can do on the smoker, but they're the same thing you would do with a smoker in regular old Minecraft. It's just a little faster than a regular smoker, and I can cook a whole stack at a time without really needing any fuel source, because the fuel is not used up in this process. And then last but not least, and the thing that I use all the time, is my smelter, my furnace. Doesn't look like a furnace, does it? If I drop my ore here, my raw ore here, I will very shortly have 2 gold ingots. Isn't that cool? Now I also have, let me grab a stack of wood so I can show you what my other thing here does. I also have this processing station. With the Create mod, we end up making what they call casings a lot, where we need stripped wood, and that stripped wood will it's what we put the metal on to make the casings that look like this thing back here, and that a lot of the structures in Create are based on, and that's why they all have this kind of the same look. These are andesite casings. Now, it's not super fast right now because I need to put a rotation accelerator on here and make it and speed it up. But I can drop a stack like I just did of logs in. It will automatically make them stripped for me, because if you've stripped the new logs, you know that that is a tedious process, and it will through there, and then just over time it will spruce them all up. You can also run it back through to get planks. You can set it with certain setups. If you had a particular look you wanted, like these were created by putting andesite alloy in here twice, and it made shafts for me, which was great. The last thing up here that we need to look at, and something that I needed in order to build some of the things that are more advanced in Create, was I needed a precision mechanism maker. It's a mouthful, isn't it? And that is these 3 deployers, and they're hooked up to these cogs for power. They don't have to be going super fast. Nothing up here is set up to go super fast at the moment. And I need to give this deployer hand 5 cogwheels, small cogwheels. This hand gets 5 large cogwheels, and this hand gets 5 iron nuggets. And then I just put this on the conveyor, and it goes bloop, 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 and it's going to pop off and give it back to me, and I got to do it again. It's going to have to go through that process 5 times. So that's the second time. Bloop. It doesn't always work even. There's a small chance that it will be faulty and it will give you something else. Hopefully we'll get lucky and it will work today. That's the 3rd time through. Bloop. Oh, there we go. Incomplete precision mechanism, it says. Later on, I will put in, oh, that's all of the times through, apparently. Yay, we were successful. It worked. It didn't show up because I already had one in my inventory. These precision mechanisms are needed for all kinds of things, including the rotation controllers that make contraption like this run faster without using hundreds of cogs. Many cogs. While we're down here, I should tell you about our mixer, and there's a blaze burner down here that I got from the nether. Well, I got the blaze from the nether. That was an adventure. And if you put your items in here, a lot of the time it will mix things up, certain things anyway, faster and more efficiently. You get more out of your resources. And then if you heat it up here, then you put in your copper and your zinc, you get brass, which you need for a lot of things in Create. This is a mill. And then over here we have our mechanical press that makes the sheets like these, flat sheets that we use for a lot of building. Okay, so one of the big things and one of the main reasons I worked in Create this week was because I needed iron. It's going to take so much iron to do the things that I need to do. If nothing else, I needed iron from tools. And I didn't want to spend the time going and digging up iron and caving and things because I have a city to build and I have a lot of wood to collect. So I found a pattern, and this thing behind me, this little fella over here, can I walk back to it? Let's find out. Oop, nope, wrong way. This little fella right here, this is a schematic cannon. This thing on my left here. Oh, poo. Let me just do it this way. This is a schematic cannon. I used it earlier for a special project. Let me show you what that looks like. And yeah, I could go get that iron. But why? When this little friend right here will make it for me. Yeah, it makes iron out of nothing. It's amazing. Want to see how it works? Or at least, do you want to see it work? Cool. In the schematic, well, let me try that again. You load a schematic into the schematic cannon after you make it. And as you can see, this one is called Iron Farm. And I have saved all of the pieces and got it all put together. And now it's ready to do its job. And it just literally throws the components that I gave it into the right spots to create the iron farm. Now it's going to take a little while, but it sure is cool. And it's done. Look at that. Okay, so what happens is that we have lava up here and water here, and when they meet, they make stone, which gets busted up into cobblestone, which gets ground down into gravel, and over here it gets washed, and if it's flint, it gets yeeted over into where it gets destroyed, and then if it is not flint, if it is iron, the little iron nuggets you sometimes get, then it gets put together. And eventually, every now and again, if you listen, you can hear it go clunk. There's the clang. You see that one little piece come through? In the short time this has been active, it's made 25 iron ingots for me, which is like magic. Now, in order to make that really cool, super cool, amazing, wow, wow, wow iron farm, I needed some components that only came from one place, the Nether. I really don't like the Nether, so I tried to do everything I could think of in the Nether while I was there, so that I maybe, hopefully, never have to come back. I picked up 10 blaze burners, or blazes for my blaze burners, and I picked up all the blaze rods I think I need for the end. Yeah, because I don't like the Nether. But there are some cool things in the Nether now with the Better Nether mod. Let me show you some of the biomes I found, and even a Nether city. Woo! Let me show you. This is one of the biomes in the Better Nether. These are willow trees, and they make these lights that when you destroy that, when you break them off, they still make light. Yeah, and don't land on the magma, you nit. It's still the Nether, but it's a whole lot nicer and certainly more interesting to look at than the just redness of the previous Nether. Oh, hello. What are you doing? Magma creams. Yay. I don't want to deal with him right now, so I'm just going to keep walking. Here's another biome for you from the Better Nether. Those are rubious trees, which are super cool, and I love, 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 love the wood. I've never figured out how to use it much, but that's okay. And I love the leaves. I always end up with lots of the leaves, because these trees are huge, as you can see. I don't love the eyeballs. You know what I mean? I don't love those. But I do love some of the vines and stuff. Still, it looks really cool, and it's way better than normal Nether, yeah? I found another biome. Look at this place. Isn't it cool? Yes, I picked up some of the vines because they are so awesome. There's also something called a whispering gourd seed, which I'm interested in. And then those trees are called nether sakura trees, and I love them. Oh, I gotta go before something else tries to kill me. Here's another one. These are called Lumibor, something like that. And they also make a light, which is really cool. These are called nether reeds, and they only grow next to lava. However, some people use them instead of making plants. Not plants. Instead of sugar cane for paper, because they make paper. They grow about as fast. So, and then there are these little structures. And that's bone moss, I think. But anyway, it looks really cool. Definitely different than the irregular nether. There are different kinds of mushrooms. There's some that grow on the wall. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? I better pay attention to my surroundings before something comes and kills me. Now for this one, I'm going to stay well away because that's a lot of lava. And it's real hard to walk through that area without, like, burning. But those are obsidian and obsidian glass, which is really cool. I collected some earlier. But makes kind of this cool looking purple or blue glass. And then different colors of obsidian that are all part of this mod. Let's keep exploring. Okay, I can only take a very short video on this one because I want to get out of here. But this is a nether city. It's a ruined city. The only things in it are like mobs, and there's some stuff in like loot in the buildings and stuff that I will slowly accumulate over the next little while. But they're kind of cool looking. And there's like withers here, so I don't know if I'm going to stay or not. If all goes well, that's the last time I'll be in the nether this particular season. Yes, I really don't like the nether at all. Nope. It's red, it's angry, and everything tries to eat your face! And I'm a klutz and I keep walking into the lava. So, I did some exploring in the overworld as well, and I may show those videos next time. I don't think we'll have time today, because I do have a couple other things I need to show you. Like, for example, my farm. One of my projects that I'm working on this season in this world is I've got all of these lovely mods and all of these fantastic new woods and new trees that are generated by this mod and that mod and the other mod and so on. And I want to capture them kind of where I can see them all. And this whole area is going to just be full of those trees. That way, if I need the wood, I can plant them here and they'll be more convenient as I explore. Then we started this week our automated farming. This is my potato farm. I use a mod called Origins that makes me not quite human anymore. I am actually an avian. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Normally when you play Minecraft, you start off as a regular, ordinary, everyday human. But you have other options if you use this particular mod, the Origins mod. And I like to be the avian race. They give me, it doesn't affect my game all that much. I can't eat meat, but I run a little faster. I move a little faster when I'm flying or when I'm floating, and I have feather fall. And if you have seen, based on the fact that I managed to kill myself in my own workshop, I need every help I can get to not die when I fall, because I fall a lot. And then we have other styles that some of them, these little dots tell you how much impact they have on your game. Like this one, can't go out in the rain. You can throw an ender pearl and teleport like you can with if you had one, but you're afraid of pumpkins. you can't handle water, like an Enderman. And then like there's others as well. I play with someone regularly named Volt who really likes the rat. They like to dig little one, because they make you one block high, and they like to make little 1 block high tunnels, and they don't like to go outside, and they mostly play with Create, to be honest with you. Let me go back to my avian so that I can choose it. Anyway, it makes it so that I can't eat meat. So most of the time, what I eat is potato. And what happens here is that we have the deployers on the back planting the potatoes, doom, 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 and picking up the potatoes as they go. And then we have this little harvester, and it picks up the completed potatoes without harming the ones that it rolls over that are not complete. Interesting. Do we not have any potatoes yet? Oh, we have potatoes over here. Uh-oh, did I not tell you to keep some? Oh, I'm going to have to fix that. Because it is replanting, though. I guess it's picking them up as it goes around. Anyway, so we have potatoes. Eventually, we'll have also farms for the for beets and beetroot, and for carrots and all kinds of other things, and wheat for my animals. You can see I've started collecting animals over there. There will be a barn eventually, because I like to have a big fancy barn, and then we will go from there. But for now, we have potatoes growing. And what happens is that it harvests the ones that are available. Like this one is mature. It's going to grab it. Here it goes. It's very slow. I need to put some more panels on it probably, but it's fine. Oh, it broke it. And now the deployer is going to come along behind it. And bloop. And it's going to get here, and these two things are going to kiss. And you saw it dropping those potatoes in here. And I will eventually put a filter on this box so that it spits out into lava any of the poisonous potatoes, so I don't have to worry about those. I might even, with the Create mod, put a processing system here, or put a conveyor pulling them all over to the workshop so that they can be auto smoked, auto cooked, but I don't have time for that right now. So I ran out of time this week. That is my farm. And then we did more than that, because of course that's not all I'm going to do. That's only, many hours of play. If we go back here behind these water wheels, you can see that the area that holds my iron farm has also picked up a few other things. The first thing I did was, of course, to power my iron farm with those water wheels there. And in just a few days of running while I play, I think I have a little bit of iron. I'm going to have to find some homes for this iron really soon. I may even have to turn off the iron farm. Shocking. And I made a tree farm. It works a lot like the crop farms upstairs, where we have the saws on the front and then on the deployers on the back. And this one is only for birch, because I wanted a quick growing tree that made a steady supply of wood so that it can go into here and be burned into charcoal. And that charcoal goes, I'm going to pop into Cheetah Cam so you can see. That charcoal goes down here once it's ready. You're going to come out? Come on. Drop me some charcoal. Nope. And then boop, up here it goes. And he will pick it up one at a time and feed it to my blazes. Because the blazes are what are powering this boiler. And as you can see from that 147,000 stress units, that's a lot of power for future machines in my Minecraft world. But I'm going to do this really quickly because I think it's fun. Here we go. Ready? Whee! I think it's so much fun. I'm going to do it again. Ready? Here we go. It makes me laugh. What can I say? So we have all of this in here. This was mostly closed in, and there was just a little area, but it keeps growing and keeps growing, and there will be more things to come. But wait, there's more. The things about working in such a large area is that you need a way to get around. Now with the Create mod, you get the opportunity to build some really cool elevators and to do some other things that I know I will implement because they're just too fun. But I needed a quick way to get up and down, and this is a big mountain. So having multiple ways of getting up and down this mountain, some of them even on the inside of the mountain, they will work. But for today, I also made these water elevators. Purple ones are up. This is that obsidian glass I picked up in the Nether. Isn't it lovely? It's kind of weird and kind of kooky, and I kind of like it for this look because, well, the gnomes are kind of weird and kooky. And if we go up here, it shoots me up if I can get through there and onto this little platform. There's the first tier. I could have gone all the way to the top, but I want it to be one near the bridge. These bridges eventually will go over there. What I'm going to do, don't fall off, you silly. What I'm going to do in the long run, you can see that I've started building up. This area is going to be about the same height as this area when I'm done. This will take months, guys, but we're going to start just as we accumulate stone, we're going to start filling this in just to be the basis for homes. Like a lot of the population's homes are going to be on these walls and then on these walls. With the plateau above, with the trees and the cool things happening there, and the crops over out further because, of course, the agricultural center of the city has to be a little farther away. That's just how that works for most cities. And even just this little way to the next elevator, that's a pretty long walk if you are, carrying something like you would be if you were a little tiny gnome going somewhere. Up here we have another water elevator that shoots us out. Whee! And then up here we have the plateau, and on this plateau we're going to have our commerce buildings and our banks and our those sorts of things, and maybe some homes, but mostly this is going to be your commerce area of the city. And then up here we have a map. I had a bunch of maps that I picked up out of various village chests, and so I went ahead and made one. This is us right here. This is our completed areas, if you want to call them that, our starter areas. And then here we have this is the map itself and us. And then we have another city over here. I'm not sure what that is. It may be a pillager outpost. It's possible. They look different in this game, in this world. And then here's another village. It's quite a bit bigger. And then over to the side here we have the purple one going up, and the blue one is on the other side of the map. That map area will grow and change as the world does. That's kind of the fun of it, right? And we'll save the old maps so we can see what they look like. Now, just like in a regular civilization, regular city, this area up top is going to contain some of the things that this civilization views as most important. In this case, right here in the middle, you'd think that the royalty or the president or the king or whoever would live right here, but no, no, no. This center area here, right here in the middle, will have a library. Because of course our gnomes, they love their books and they love their studying. Because how are you going to find out how to build a stage 3 left-handed cadiddle hopper if you don't have a book that tells you. So they have a library right here. Also on this plateau, we are going to put we have a bank warehouse outlet here, so we can connect to that warehouse way down there. I already dug that hole. I did that this week. And then over here, we're going to have probably the university or the apprentice quarters. I'm not sure how we're going to put that yet, depending on what kind of world we make this out to be. If you have any ideas, you can put those in the comments. That would be great. And then we'll also have, of course, we'll have our city leader's place up here maybe, or our head scientist or head spark will be up here as well. And then eventually, someday, down here in this forested area, we'll have an area for the elves, because we're the gnomes, but that doesn't mean we're unfriendly to everybody. We have elves who come and trade with us, and we have an ambassador, and they're going to live down there in the forested area because, well, elves, they wouldn't want to live in the noisy bustle of a steampunk city. They would want a quiet place where they could be elves, And then the dwarves are going to live down in here in the mountain, but I haven't explored that very much yet because, well, that's a surprise, right? We want to find it on our own. At any rate, I hope you've enjoyed this episode this week and that you're looking forward as much as I am to the new and amazing things that are coming our way soon. Because we have so much to do, so much to do. We will have another episode of ModSauce in 2 weeks. This week, we're back to Larkcraft and Vanilla Minecraft. And there will be other videos along the way. If you've been watching my channel, you are subscribed, aren't you? If you've been watching my channel, then you know that I've been streaming other things as the mood hits me. Mostly right now I think it's only been Shapes 2 and Slime Rancher, but that doesn't mean it's all that it will ever be. Those are just some of the things I've been playing a lot lately. So I hope you like and subscribe. I hope you stick around because we got many more things to come. Either way, happy crafting, y'all. Watch out for the creepers. Bye, y'all.